Got a unique one here. This one's actually very interesting. I say things like trash kills itself all the time, mostly in jest, but this one's actually true. Okay, let's see this. I don't know how this is gonna work out, but let's see it.
What a matchup we've got tonight, folks! Sparks are gonna fly! Wait,
It's like somewhat challenging to survive, I feel like.
unwittingly stumbled into the arena! A word of caution to anyone sitting in
What
the
the?
sun.
They're taking so much damage. Oh. Wait, now they're not. What? They like damage themselves with something for a second there? Okay, yeah, they do something. What the hell's even going on? They literally just killed themselves. So what is going on? There's actually two things going on. First thing that you might notice is these hammers. They can also be used on the trash and the encounter in ways that you might not be entirely aware of. Basically, anytime a player is underneath the hammer, it's going to try to slam down. You do this to get the stacks of the armor debuff off the main boss that you fight. It also does some damage. And the way it's supposed to work is for every target that's underneath the hammer, it will do slightly more damage. But so on this pack, we have a lot of enemies under the hammer as well, so the hammer is going to do even more damage. Now, the way we actually used to do this in BFA, I went back and looked at the footage to make sure of it, was that all 5 players would just come here and stand under the hammer, and then they would basically just get one shot. But now people are talking about soloing it, and honestly, this is a better idea. I've done this dungeon a few times on Fortified now, and this hack actually really destroys people. It's much easier for me to survive it alone than it would be for everyone else to also survive it, and honestly, if I do this well, there's no way they will help kill it faster than this. But it's not really the hammer that's the big thing. It does help that nobody is here because now all the mobs are underneath the hammer and the mobs aren't jumping all around. But the big damage source is actually what you see here on the screen now, Rocket Barrage. It's cast by these fellas, and I'm not really sure why it works the way it does, because when you actually click on it, it doesn't indicate that it's going to do what it does here, but it says it inflicts damage to all players within 4 yards of the impact. But as you can see here, it's going to inflict damage to the enemies too, and you can see the fire going off as their health is going down. One more time, you see the Rocket Barrage cast going off, the red explosion as the health is going down. And the big pro here with soloing is that all of them are going to be on me, but when they're all aimed directly underneath the mobs, there's no chance of any of them missing, and that will dramatically improve the speed of the pack. So that on top of the hammer, as you see, is doing immense amount of damage, and it just makes it so much easier to only have one player here. So is there any reason to not do this? The way I look at it, it's just a slightly worse version than having everybody get here and stack directly under the hammer. Like I said, that's what we did in Battle for Azeroth, and that was in Pugs too, so it's very possible that once everybody learns that mechanic, they can do that. Will that happen in the short season in the pugging world? Probably not. So I think, yeah, it's just much easier to say, hey, stay here. You might not automatically notice that, but if you rewatch the footage, you'll see that the other players are actually out of the arena entirely. It's not just enough for them to be far away. They have to actually be back in that area where you spawn. But yeah, if you can actually get everybody to get down there quickly, like at the same speed, so all the rocket barrages go in the same area as well, and everybody just stands there with their hammer and then moves out, the mobs probably actually get one shot instead of having to go through like 2 cycles of mechanics. And that hammer situation there, that's actually something you should be doing for the bosses too. If all 5 players are underneath the bosses and you have both bosses on top of the hammer, it will hit both targets for a good amount of damage. It's not like anything crazy, but that's like a small optimization that should definitely happen on a fight like that. As of right now, that pack is very dangerous, so I love seeing something like this. Hope this has helped. If you guys have any questions or you've seen anything you want me to take a look at and make a video on, please let me know. Playlist will be down in the comments section. More to come in the following weeks. Hope you guys have enjoyed season 4 so far. I've been loving it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.